stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. We'll have a short prayer. Lord, keep our country safe from this monstrous hurricane that's down there. In your son's name, amen.
Amen.
Minutes for a previous meeting have been reviewed by the two supervisors who were here.
Yes.
I make a motion we accept the minutes from the previous meeting.
I'll second it.
Treasurer's report.
All in favor?
Since
Oh, all in
last
favor?
meeting,
I'm sorry. Treasurer's report.
okay, this is since last meeting, real estate transfer tax, $720. It was actually, it's the same one, I didn't get a new one.
Okay. Understood.
Interest accrued in investment account, $22.11. Right to know request, $11.50. $250 from zoning permits, $133.28 for the planning commission, and $150 was collected for sewage. And real estate taxes collected was $434.92. I prepared the minimum municipal obligation report, and I'm supposed to present it to the supervisors. And for the budget, monthly budget, I printed out the repair expense separately.
Okay.
For the government building, the amount of repair of government building, $3,713.40 was spent. And for the machinery repair, $14,825.33 was spent. These two amounts are adjusted in the line 409.37 and 437
Very good. That's what was taken out for the tiles. And
from the savings.
Yeah.
This
Yes.
was spent from this savings.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Roadmaster.
In the last couple of weeks, we've replaced 6 grates up on Shakopee Road. It was put in there probably 30 years ago by PennDOT, and they're all rusted out. Not safe anymore, so we replaced all 6 of them right to Ready 84 Bridge. Most people don't know they're there, but they are on the shoulders. And we finished up the curbing and whatever blacktopping we did ourselves up on the Moon Valley Road, and we're just about finished with the ditch work up on Vandermark, where we're taking out some small stone that we're having trouble washing down and going through a pipe. So we're pulling that out and putting an oversized rock in the bottom of it and relining the edges over with the smaller rocks.
Thank you, Gary. We have anything from zoning? John, anything from zoning? Okay.
We have one for Pike County Planning. It's we sent it to Pike County Planning, and we are waiting for their comments.
You don't know what it is?
What is that,
It's
the
from
UGI?
UGI.
Oh, the UGI, okay, the one the planning board has already
Yeah,
gone
they're
through.
building an office and a garage.
Yes, yes. Okay. Public comment period number 1. Public comment. Yes, state your name, please, your physical address.
Erica Burnett, 377 Foster Hill Road. I know that Mr. SeChrist was supposed to have a meeting with the Pike County commissioners, the planning commissioners, and I was just wondering if you heard anything about that or know anything about that meeting.
Yeah, the meeting
If it
was
took
held.
place.
The meeting was held at the Pike County Commissioners Meeting Room between Attorney Farley and myself, Mr. Mazinski, the Director of Planning, and Mr. Snyder, and Mr. SeChrist. At that meeting, we reviewed their July 24th comment letter, talked about Mr. SeChrist's comments to the comment, and we, at the end of the meeting, engaged in a conversation about what was meant by some of their requests for clarification. We did, in fact, have a very good meeting with them. They indicated what they meant by clarification in some instances, and I believe, I have not reviewed, but I believe that there has been an email that I received Monday, September 2nd, so I have not reviewed them, with the suggested changes that were talked about at that meeting. So they'll go to the planning commission at this month's meeting.
Very good, thank you. Yeah, next, public comment. Yes, Rachel. Rachel from Milford Township, I'll do it for you.
I had some questions about the budget update that I got from Shahana in your right to know request. I was wondering if you could tell me what the line item personal services is used for?
Rachel, what line item is that?
409.100, it's under the government building section.
Thank you.
Do I have a copy of this? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we each do.
What number was that now?
409.100, and it's labeled as personal services.
409.
It's, and the report that I have, which is, I'm sure, older than what you have in front of you, it's labeled as 580% over budget.
Yeah, what is personal services?
Probably me.
Is that you?
No, there's a separate line item for you, Tony.
Okay, so you know what you, see, the state,
Yes, and you're over budget too.
Way over budget.
the state requires certain things to
Is that your
be,
salary for doing all the work on the building?
that could be, that could be. That could be my salary for doing the building, could be.
That's what it was.
Is that what it is?
I can check and
Personnel,
reply to the
probably
next
not
meeting.
personal.
Yeah, because when I did the building,
Do you see where I'm, personnel, not personal.
Uh-huh.
yeah, when I
I
did the
would-
building,
I would have to put it
when
there.
I did the building, I charged it to the building. When I'm out in maintenance, I charge it to maintenance. The state wants things separated. Now, as you know, the whole building's been redone, pretty much except for carpeting. That's it. Bathrooms, everything. I think it was 3 weeks, which is a pretty good time. Couldn't get a contractor to probably do something like that, and we're here anyway. So all I do is move from the back, so they get going on other things, and I just wait out here. Plus, we had Nikki May here with us, okay? Nikki May really helped out a lot with the lights and whatnot, doing all LED. He's up on that, he works with an electrician, so we needed his help on those things. So if that's what that is, then I can check into that. And actually, at one time, we had 3 people for the painting, because things have to be painted very quickly because of meetings going on, right? And tile and everything else.
So last year during the budget cycle, I had asked about whether or not when the supervisors are asked to sign off on a payment and it's over budget, if there's any kind of documentation that's given to you that says where you are in your line item and alerting you that something is over budget. The line beneath that, for example, 409.200, is labeled as 1,270% over budget. In the report that I have, which is, I'm sure, older than the one you have in front of you.
Line item,
Okay, also, before you go any further, it was voted on in this office in February, and you were here, that we would be taking some of the money out of savings to redo this building. Also, the 1,200% that you're talking about was for Gary, for trucks probably, that we also voted on to take out,
I didn't question whether it was.
yeah, I'm just letting you know,
budget.
everything was voted on in the public eye view, so everybody knew what was going on, just so you know. And which was approved by all 3 to do that, because we had a little extra money, let's get things done, because it really hadn't been done since 1986, since the building had been built. It was time, and not only that, but we did have one person come in and say, are you ever going to replace the ceiling tiles, really? Because it was getting ready to fall down, we had water spots from the leaks and whatnot.
So my question was, are you getting any documentation that tells you where you are in the budget?
right
line
now,
item?
we're
Yeah, right here.
seeing it here, but when we signed that, we knew we'd be over budget, but that was taken from savings, so that, you already knew we weren't gonna hit your budget then.
Exactly.
That was like a given.
Sure, I'm talking about when you sign off on the actual payments.
Well, actually, that's not coming out of budget, that's coming out of savings, so it's not
Yeah.
even budget we're talking about. She's talking about budget.
Yeah.
Did anything go over budget? It was in the budget. This was not within the budget. This came out of the savings account, is that correct? Yes, which is not part of that. That's why she's separating it. I told her, you can't do that in there. It's not part of the budget. This was something that was approved outside the budget, but taking from the savings to update the building. the computer room and the records room, all those new desks.
So Shahana, was that 409,100 one of the line items you said you made an adjustment to? Because there are notes on here that the adjustments were 409.37 and 437.0.
Yes, those were actually the repairs.
Okay.
For the, our question was personal services. Okay. I think I can check on it again and answer to your question in the next meeting. Is that
Okay, sure, that'll be fine.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else in the public comment? Public comment? Correspondence?
I got this letter from James SeChrist. He said that he has more business commitments and he's unable to serve the township as a member of the planning commission.
What was that? Could you say that again?
He has more business commitments, so he's unable to serve the township as a member of the planning commission anymore.
So is that a
Resigning,
resolution?
yes.
Who was that? I'm sorry.
SeChrist.
James Seacrest.
Resign from the planning commission.
There was a meeting between Mr. SeChrist and our county planning, and he updated the proposed amendment to the zoning ordinance, and he sent it. PennDOT connects from Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. It says, please take a moment to complete this brief survey to assist with the identification of next steps for the PennDOT Connects Municipal Outreach, Training, and Technical Assistance Initiative. And there is a survey link. This one is from PZAT's Unemployment Compensation Group Trust. This one is a 2019 ballot for election of trustee. I got that in the afternoon. Another one, this one is from Kyle B. Wright, the president of Delaware Valley Emergency Services. He says that, this letter is from him, and he says that we are interested in providing contracted fee-for-service EMS at the advanced life support level to your municipality and need your input. We have identified your municipality as a key municipality based on location and population. And they have made some ideas, and it's included. I'm sure Mr. Clark is interested. Pike County Conservation District. This one is the September newsletter. Some points are kitchen scraps can be turned into healthy soil. Staten elected first vice president. There is an annual dinner on October 25. And septic system can be maintained. Unlocked septic system can be maintained, and it says how. Fall Forum 2019. It's from PZAT's Regional. It's for the supervisors. I got comments about Felsner lot combination date from Pike County Office of Community Planning. They have no comments. This one is from Mike Mrzinski of Pike County Office of Community Planning. It's for Solid Waste Advisory Committee member or interested meeting participant. Pike County continues to work on its municipal solid waste management plan update. You are invited to participate in the second SWAC meeting to be held September 9, 2019. A request from Hickory Hills Estates to use the building for the meeting on September 26, 2019 at 7 p.m. September newsletter from Pike County Area Agency on Aging. State Representative Mike Piper invites you to the 2019 Senior Citizens Expo, co-hosted with State Representative Rosemary Brown. It's Friday, September 6th, 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
Where is that being held? Delaware Township.
Delaware Township Firehouse, right?
Dingman's Fire Department, 680 Log Tavern Road, Milford, PA. Is that the right
Firehouse.
place? Okay. There is a mini golf tournament in Frontier Falls Mini Golf, 5255 Buttermilk Falls, Shawnee on Delaware, and it's on September 17. Jody Menham, the Secretary of Westfall Township, sent this email. There's a meeting scheduled for September 9, 2019 at 10 a.m. at the Westfall Township Municipal Building regarding emergency services in Pike County. 3 representatives from Somerton Emergency Medical Services are coming to give a presentation for the services they offer. So 7 townships already signed up. Mr. Clark is going, and the rest of the townships from the Pike County are invited to attend this meeting. Pennsylvania One Call. They made some changes for collecting additional data on complex project tickets. This one includes bounding streets, starting and ending points. So it's a ticket for complex project ticket creation. Newsletter from Pike County Humane Society. There's a tricky tray on September 14th, and they sent us 3 tickets. Martha Dubansky from Gate Therapeutic Riding Center. She respectfully asks for permission to use the township building parking lot and water supply for a car wash on September 7, 2019. A letter from Mr. DiLorenzo. He wrote, I have worked with Mike Cobb in the past, and I feel he would be an asset to Milford Township as the alternate SEO. This would make the township available for alternate reviews and avoid any possible conflicts in the future. Thank you for your time in this matter, Robert DiLorenzo. And there's a resume. There is a Pennsylvania Procurement Expo and Forum on September 4 and 5, 2019. It's in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It's from Elizabeth Shadler. Marian Konza, the Secretary of Pike County Association of Township Officials, sent this letter. The annual convention of Township Officials of Pike County will be held this year on Friday, October 4, 2019 at the Best Western Inn at Hunt's Landing. PZATs will be the first speaker, followed by legislative representatives and speakers on current issues. Discussion from townships will follow. We are asking that each township donate a door prize this year. That's all.
Thank you, Shauna.
You're welcome.
Okay, no old business, moving on to new business. The alternate sewage officer appointment, which is Mike Cobb, you said?
Yes.
Okay, now, did anybody have an objection to Mike Cobb being as an alternate sewage?
And I'll make a motion, we appoint Michael Cobb as the alternate sewage enforcement officer for Milford Township.
And I'll second that, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. The next one carries on. Pike County Convention, you already talked about that, correct?
Yeah, what
Yes.
time is that in the morning? What time?
It's at 9 in the morning.
9?
It's on the agenda because you have to authorize attendance.
Okay, who is all going to that, do you know?
I'm going.
Okay,
Yes.
and Sean,
Sean is going.
and you're going?
I don't know if I'm going this year. I'll get back to you.
I think it's an automatic pay for 10.
Right, it's on my paper.
Yeah, so 10 people could theoretically go.
I'm going and Viola is going.
There you go, okay. Yes, you're paying for them anyway.
How much Friday?
Regardless.
Business, sorry.
So you want to authorize that?
I'll make a motion, we send members of the township supervisors, our zoning officer, our secretary, assistant secretary, and our attorney to the Pike County Township Association convention on October 4th. I think that's Western.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Car wash for gate, which was September 7th, I believe?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion, we allow Kate to have a car wash in our parking lot on September 7th, as long as they provide the necessary insurance.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting room request from Hickory Hills.
I'll make a motion, we allow Hickory Hills to have their meeting in our meeting room here at 7 p.m. on September 26, 2019, as long as we get a signed application, which we do not have in front of us at this time.
Okay,
Got to sign it.
all right.
They need to sign it, as long as they have to provide the proper insurance.
One
I'll
second.
second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. What is that, Fencer lot combination?
That's their lot combination. It's 3 lots in Milford Highlands. It's the first of the lot combinations coming in under the abbreviated lot combination process. The Planning Commission, Pike County, our Planning Commission reviewed it. Pike County Planning Commission reviewed it, and I have reviewed the deed, find it to be in order, and would request that the supervisors authorize the lot combination for lots 71, 21, and 28, Milford Highlands, for Tori Fetzner and Paige Fetzner.
I'll make a motion, we allow the lot combination for Tori L. Fetzner, Paige Fetzner, that's lots number 71, 21, and 28, located at Milford Highlands subdivision.
I'll second that. All in favor?
And
That's a great thing. That just saves
Each of
them a
you
pile of money. That saves
Each of
them
you
money.
will
We're
need to
erasing
sign.
lines. That's all they're doing, is erasing lines.
Each of you will need to sign the,
You have
Check
that
this out.
tonight?
Okay, also under new business, I have 2 things, and I did not put them on the agenda, but I will mention them. One is that we all know that Mr. Ryman has had a fire up on the property up on Shakopee Road in which some horses have been killed. I would hope that our zoning, when it comes in for a permit for some kind of, what would you call it, fundraising, that would be expedited. I would also ask this board to, if it's a $25 fee or a $30 fee, because he wants to do some kind of barbecue thing for fundraising, that we waive the fee. Do you
I agree.
Okay, so we won't make a motion on that quite yet
Till it comes
because
in.
he has not come in.
Yeah.
All right, but from what I'm told by Mr. Ryman this morning, there's a possibility he would like to do something within this month and do it quickly. I want to make sure that everybody knows that that will be expedited very quickly so he can do whatever he needs to do.
Now, is Madeline no longer,
Mr. Ryman is the property owner.
okay,
Madeline
Madeline
has
has life rights.
life rights to live there,
okay.
yes. And he
The
has
house
done.
was not affected by the fire, this
No.
barn,
No,
right?
no. He done a wonderful job on that barn. It really looked nice. He rebuilt the whole bottom half, and I'm telling you, I was in it, it was gorgeous. It was a beautiful, beautiful barn.
That has been posted to have been expected to be an auction situation. Is
That's
that
what I see on
authorized
Facebook,
yet or
but,
not?
Facebook,
I don't know.
no, I do not know. I don't have any confirmation on that, do you?
No, just what I see posted on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly, so I won't comment on that part of it. We just know that a tragedy has happened and neighbors help out neighbors, and I think it's a wonderful thing if we can all help him out and he has a barbecue or whatever and help him out. I mean, there was 11 horses lost, isn't that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a tragedy. That is. The second thing that I would like to put out there is that the urgent care is going to be closing here the 28th. Now, I am a little sympathetic towards the urgent care, and I've made a couple of phone calls, and I will continue to make more. I have the name of the gentleman that needs to be called, and his name is Brian Gregnalby. Is that how we say it? I didn't want to kill it when I was calling him. It's Gragnolati. He is from Atlantic Health. He is the president of it and the CEO. His number is 973-660-3270. Call him up. Now, Atlantic Health has put out commercials that they work in partnership with all the communities and they care about their communities. Well, if you care about our community, then you should be there for us and keep this urgent care open. Because theoretically, when I looked into this, we could, or Milford Borough could lose the whole building down the road and they could sell it. They do have that opportunity. They could.
Is that in the borough?
That's
No,
in the
it's
borough.
down borough.
And let me tell you something, I got hurt about, 2 weeks ago? I went down there. They were spectacular. I got 10 stitches, okay? I got hurt out back, you know, it just happens, a piece of metal, and that's what happens, all right? Anyway, when I walked in there, they took me right in and immediately cared for me, cleaned me up, stitched me up, and was very personable as far as I was concerned, as far as a patient goes. I was astounded at the care that they give their people. When I walked out, there was 3 people outside, and I said, how do you like the urgent care? They loved it. To have this place closed because of something with insurance in Pennsylvania or something of that nature is wrong. You're supposed to be working with us. If you care about our community at all, and I'm looking at Milford Township residents, keep it open. That's the bottom line. Keep this open.
Isn't there, I don't know, can I make a question?
Yeah, of course you can.
There seems to be, from my understanding, some question about what services are still intended to continue to be provided out of that building.
The laboratory.
You know, there are still some doctors that are
There's still be
performing
doctors in.
services. So what aspect are they expecting to discontinue versus, because I've seen alternate information about what services are still going to be available out of that building and which services are no longer going to be available. So they're not talking about the whole
They're
building.
talking about a lot of removal of that building from what the doctor said. That's what
Well,
he
the
told me.
question
The whole
is-
urgent care would be gone per se. That would be gone. So the technical services aspect, yes, you would have doctors there. But what I'm fearful of is a year down the road, Atlantic decides that they don't no longer need this building.
Now, what is
They
it-
could
what is
sell that building.
Atlantic's role? Are they
Atlantic Health
the
owns it.
physical owner of
They are
the building?
they're the owners, most of the doctors in there work for Atlantic Health. And
Is there
they own
any way
Newton
to find out
Hospital, they own
just-
Newton Hospital, which owns the laboratory, x-rays, the mammogram, and all that.
So some of those services
All that's
are-
going.
That's
The only
me.
thing staying is gonna be the lab and the doctors that have the private offices there.
Now, don't the doctors have offices, what's it, second and third floor? So there's still going to be doctors
There's still gonna
available,
be doctors there.
but there will not be a walk-in urgent care. But hasn't that been challenged as to whether that's existed for a long time?
It's
or
not an urgent care under Pennsylvania law.
Right, and that
That's
was,
why they have trouble with the insurance.
that was challenged some time
That was
ago,
challenged
right?
a few years
So
ago.
all they gotta do is change their status.
They couldn't get accredited as an urgent care because
Because,
of the way they built.
Listen, it's the last place I know of in Pike County where you can walk in the door if you're bleeding and they will take care of you. Other than that, you are going to Orange County or you're going down to Sussex. So Bonsecours is not doing much these days either.
They're
Now,
doing a whole
yes,
new merging room right now.
yeah, Bonsecours is?
Yes, they are.
what did you say?
No, they're doing a $40 million renovation coming right up. They're doing a whole new emergency room and everything over
At
there.
Bonsecours.
So they're gonna get back to Bergen?
Yeah, they're affiliated with Westchester Medical Center.
Right. And they've been providing walk-in services
Oh, they've had the emergency room
forever and ever,
forever.
and they're 24/7, you know?
There is one doctor that I've talked to down there at the urgent care center that's on the 2nd floor. Eventually, he's gonna move downstairs to where the urgent care is. And I believe there's gonna be 2 nurse practitioners in there that might take walk-ins. That's his plans. Don't know how quick, but I happen to know the doctor,
Because
the one
at
nurse
this point in
practitioner.
time, you said you received emergency care there just recently?
Oh, yeah, you can, Tuesday through Saturday.
Until the 28th.
Yeah, till the 28th. You can walk right in that door.
Sunday and Monday they're closed?
Sunday and Mondays, yes, yes. They just started that a couple months ago, Sunday and Monday.
Well, they've had off and on crazy hours.
Yeah.
Because they can't get doctors working there for one thing. That's another reason.
that
Listen,
emergency.
anytime you lose something like this in a small area like this, it's gonna hurt you. And like I said, mark my words, down the road, watch out for Atlantic because they, actually from what I understand, it could be a consortium of doctors who actually owns it. They could sell that building and now who would be there? What would they do with it? You know, nobody really knows. If you can keep what's there, that's a great thing.
But I think the point was that from my, and I don't know the, I mean, I only hear scuttlebutt, I can't find anything official that says here's, what I've been seeing is here's what services are going to be, continue to be provided through individual doctors, blah. But some of the traditional services are no longer going to be available, right? And my understanding is because they were not getting enough business to make it worthwhile to maintain that facility, that people were just not using it.
I don't think a lot of people knew what you'd go there and get.
Well, it was
I didn't know.
questionable what it was, because like,
Well, yeah, I mean, they never advertised about that. You'd go there for mammogram, or you could go there for x-rays.
right, it was hard to
Or
know
car-
what was available
They had
and
some
what wasn't.
cardiology stuff you could go there for, and it was just never advertised.
Gary, I think this is something where you need to get the county involved. It needs to go to that level, and they need to charge in on this.
I've been very surprised at the county. They've known about this for a month, and
Yeah.
I haven't heard a peep
I'll
out
give
of it.
Matt a call.
Not a peep.
I agree.
It's almost like they're just sitting down. The county should step up, and I will say that. They should step up, because I think it's a great thing for the community. We're all screaming about this right now. Oh, we got no ambulances, we got no paramedics, and now we're gonna let one go? Why are we doing this?
Well, they hadn't been servicing the community adequately to maintain their status as an
No, we're not,
emergency.
no.
So I think this is bigger than just us,
No,
just-
Listen, take care about the community, they'll take care of it. Yes, Fred Weber from Milford Borough.
Thank you. So I think a reduction in services, these are critical services, obviously, should actually factor heavily into any zoning decision that we're contemplating. I mean, 100-unit apartment building.
How did you ever tie this into a zoning
Well,
change?
it took 29 minutes, but I got that. So, I mean, and I think it's been mentioned before about the services aspect of the whole decision, right? So I'm sure you guys will consider that.
And I would have hoped that Milford Borough considered that when they changed their garages for residential, that they were not gonna have that place right next door.
Well, I
But that's another story, and we're not
Exactly.
gonna get into that.
That's kind of irrelevant to my point.
I know, I understand.
well, you had brought it up, so what is
Yes,
the final?
well, no, actually not.
What-
Actually, we're under new business, and like I
Yeah,
said,
we got one more thing.
one more thing, okay.
Yeah, two.
So, one, I'd like to make a motion that we accept James SeChrist resignation from the planning commission.
I'll make a second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Okay, is that it for new business? Other public comment, is the last public comment period? Yes.
Hello, Amy Eisenberg, 437 West Ann Street, Milford Township. Accepting the letter of resignation from the chairman of the planning commission, what is the protocol for replacing that chairman?
Done by the
That
other
was gonna be my question.
planning commission members.
They decide?
Who
Do you make an
becomes the
Who
appointment?
the chairman is.
Do you make an appointment?
Oh, but now we haven't
Does
done
that have a
Amy, is
required
your question,
number?
is your question related to
Phyllis.
the planning commission, or who appoints the commissioner, or who appoints the chairman?
I don't really know, other
Okay.
than how are we going
The
to get
commissioner has to
another
be-
chairman?
The commissioner has to be appointed by the board of supervisors.
Okay,
The chairman is chosen by the other members of the planning commission.
okay, so you fill the vacancy, and then the planning commission selects the new chairman.
Well, they don't necessarily need to fill the vacancy. The commission should, at their next meeting, choose a chair for the meeting.
Okay.
We'll wait on them, because they do have a quorum, they have 4, they will fill the vacancy, and then it'll come back to us, and then we will.
They will fill the vacancy.
Yeah.
They, not the chairman vacancy, because there's no
Right, but
chairman,
not-
there's a vice chair right now.
Yeah, the vice chair
Okay.
will probably take over.
Right, the vice chair, right.
Usually that's how it is, but I
And then we
can't-
will
Kevin.
post for a chairman, or for a planning board member. Advertise, I should say. Anybody else under public comment?
The Pike County
Name?
Conference, Peggy Emanuel,
Just for-
277 Foster Hill Road.
Yeah.
The Pike County Conference, is that open to the public?
No,
No, it's just officials.
it's just
Oh,
official.
believe me, it's
It's a
nothing.
once-a-year thing, and
Nothing.
not something,
You're fine.
You never know.
Anybody else under public comment?
I'd like to ask a question. How far have we get this problem with the traffic that we have here on this highway? It is sometimes impossible for me to come out of my, by the way, I'm Janet DeGraw, I live over here, 104 Wheatfield Plaza. There are times here when you can't even get out of our driveway.
Traffic count is actually down on this road, not up right now, it's down.
I
I just want to let you know that it's down.
You may say that, but you're not there to see it.
No, I've worked the road for 30-some years, I do know the road. The tractor trailers used to back up to Wheatfield
They're
Village.
doing it
And
again.
it is down, yeah, but it's down quite a bit right now, it's at 15,000.
I got news for you. Yesterday, two big tractor trailers up that road, turning around and coming back down the
That's
road.
because they missed the turn to go to,
Yeah, well, they can miss
That's
the
what it
turn.
is.
They're not supposed to be using that road to begin with. It's a narrow little
Right.
city road.
I agree with you 100%, but there's nothing we can do about it. That's, their GPS is telling them to turn there, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they should be going out to the old Sparkomatic building.
That's right. And not only that, but they throw garbage up there. And I would like to see a real sign saying slow speed, something.
We can't sign 209, it's owned by
Not
PennDOT.
209, it's the old Milford Road.
There's speed limit signs up there.
Yeah, but
The tractor trailers on that road?
people fly down that road.
Well, I agree with you, they fly.
Green lane?
No,
The old
Oh,
Milford
back,
Road.
the
yeah.
back.
Yeah, we know that, we
And I
work
walk
up
that
there.
road quite a few mornings a week, and it's the kids going to school,
Kids
and they're
going to
racing
school,
like.
and the guys who, Clarion, they come up there sometimes 6:30 in the morning, and they're flying up there. You're afraid to walk the dog,
That's what happens when we don't have a police department.
and that's the biggest problem.
Well, if you
But the
call,
cost of the police department is outrageous, so.
Now, you hardly ever get them. A couple of times, I think Annie Morris came in, well, whatever they call it, Annie Morris Police Department, cut straight down the kids, but it scares me to death.
what I'll do is I'll get a hold of the commander tomorrow and the state police, and they will sit there for a few days. I guarantee you, everybody will slow down. The last time I called them, they sat up on Moon Valley, tagged a few of the buddies that we were after, and it all stopped.
I used to
And
live in
there are
Milford,
quite a
yeah.
few of them, they will come
And
down,
it
they
was
will
the
sit there.
first couple days of school, and it is,
Yeah, I know the kids, I know the
It's the
kids,
kids.
but even the people who work in Clarion are flying up there.
Yeah, I know, we work on the road, and it's the same people over and over and over, and you tell them to slow down and they don't. Give them a ticket or two, and that'll kind of halt them for a while.
From my mouth to God's ear.
I understand, no, you're right. Just so you know, I talked to the family who owns the cookie factory down here, and they have a sign in there, all trucks are to go north on 209, not south, just so you know. They do have a sign in there, and they will get to the drivers if they make that right-hand turn. Now, there are a few that have to because they're delivering down there, because you gotta remember, they're a multi-million dollar outlet, which is, you know, you can't believe the amount of money they're going to in 1 month. But I was there, and he said, look, the deal is everybody has to go north, go down the interstate, so that way it alleviates the traffic going into the borough, because they didn't want to see that same thing happen, which happened in the 80s, okay? So they're doing their part, I gotta say. And people who miss their turns, that happens with cars, by the way, probably more with cars than it does trucks, but you only see the trucks because they're bigger.
No, but there's a lot of cars who use that road. I don't know why they can't go down one way or the other and not have to come up my little road just to go down, to save what, a half a block,
Yeah, well,
basically.
I noticed you do have a sign there that says no through traffic.
Yeah, but it goes through. They don't care.
No, they don't. They'll cut through any developments. I can tell you a lot about roads, but we won't get into that. Anybody else under public comment? Amy Eisenberg.
I'm beating a dead horse. However, there was a tragic barn fire on Friday. And we know that there were fire departments that responded from New York State who came right past here and got into the bottleneck of traffic in Milford Borough in order to respond to that fire. And there was a loss of life, and it was horses. My concern as we continue to tickle our zoning and the high-density housing issue in Milford Township is the insufficient number of services we have and accesses to that service, as well as being a township that is reliant on our neighbors to bail us out of dangerous situations. Please consider all of that as you make zoning changes that impact the township and the surrounding community of Pike County.
Duly noted. Anybody else under public comment?
Yeah, Rachel.
I just have
Rachel.
one more budget update question. This is line item 389, miscellaneous revenue, which has a negative number of $7,000.
What line number was that?
389.000. It's listed as miscellaneous revenue, but on the report that I have from July, it's listed as a negative $7,000.
Where is this?
Right here.
Oh, sorry.
I would say that it got put in the wrong place. I don't know what it is.
Did Vi do this or did you do this?
Well, this
Or
is a
did-
QuickBooks report.
Yeah.
You can still do it in the wrong place.
So listen,
Yeah.
we've been through this for years with the
Yes.
additions and
Yes.
everything. And then what we do is, and mainly I go back in and I look at them and go, really?
I have
You
a
put this
big one
over
that's
there?
called Ask My Accountant, so anything that I don't know what it is, it's just
At
thrown
least we
into
didn't get
that.
money from
Usually,
somebody.
what you do with QuickBooks is you
Did Vi do this
just
or
double
did
click
you
on
do
the
this?
line item, and
Or
it
did you
opens
do
up
it
all
with
the
Vi?
transactions that are
I
posted, and
answered
then you
Yeah.
figure out.
Yeah.
I'll check on it.
Get with Vi
Okay.
and check on it with her. Only because Vi's been doing this for a
There's
while.
money coming in
Yeah.
from someplace.
Yeah, and the state actually makes you separate everything, you know, the way this is. And we'll find out exactly what that is, okay?
I will.
There was a couple of things that I saw this year that sparked my attention on the budget. We're within and we're fine, but a couple of things that sparked my attention that shouldn't be where they are, yes. I didn't do that, he did.
Oh, okay.
Look at,
I
he did
saw
that.
it, okay.
He was gonna print his name in. Sorry. We'll check into that.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else under public comment? Yes, name?
Erica Burnett. I would just like to say that even though traffic may be down on the 3-lane, it is not good. And to add more to it would be worse. And so just to say that the numbers are down, we all feel it when we leave our house at certain times and don't leave our house at other times. So it's an issue. So it might be
Everything-
less, but it's not good, and to add more cars would be worse.
Well, everything needs adjustment. You know, we went through the biggest change of all in Pike County when we went from the 70s of 7,000 people and jumped all the way up to 50,000, okay? We went through the biggest change. We understand what you're saying. That's not really high density as far as I'm concerned, but like I said, we went through the change, we understand the pains. And what happens with people is
I
you
was
start,
here then,
excuse me,
too.
you start moving your schedule just that 2 minutes earlier or 3 minutes earlier or whatever. And I know most of the times today, all Americans are in a hurry. Why? Why are we in a hurry? For what? For what? Take your time. Go leave a little early. Now, listen, I've been doing this a long time myself, going to work and okay, in Township and Lowe's and every place else. Just leave a little leave a little early. Leave a little earlier. I do it. You know. I mean, I know that there's traffic on this road at noon every day. It's just the way it is. You know, if I leave at 11 o'clock at night, well, then it's a lot easier and I can just skate right on through. I'm just saying that it's change, and I understand where you're coming from. And I just want to let everybody know that there won't be any vote on this anytime soon, okay? there's not gonna be any vote on this anytime soon.
Could you qualify what anytime soon means?
Probably not until November, Rachel. And I'm looking at the beginning of November, and the only reason I say that, it goes to the planning this month, and then send it back to the county planning, 30 days, so it'll be right in the beginning of November. That's what I'm looking at now, just to follow it through, okay? That's what I see. But that doesn't mean that there couldn't be a quirk in there that changes.
Sure, of course.
All right? You know, and like I said, it's gonna be followed through because you have to now. It started, it's gotta end, all right? Whether it be good or bad or whatever that anybody thinks, you know, could be voted down, could be voted through, whatever. You just follow it through. That's what should be done. You know, you have to start and you have to finish. You can't just leave something halfway and say, well, I don't wanna do that anymore, I'm gonna move over here. You gotta finish it. Yes, Phyllis?
On the correspondence, there's an item called sewage position letter. What was that?
Well, that was
That was bringing a new part-time.
the new part-time, that alternate sewage. and
Ah, okay, that had nothing to do with, okay.
No. You don't have to do it. You haven't heard anything, right?
No, I have another meeting tomorrow, 3 o'clock.
Ah, there's a meeting tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Anybody that wants to enjoy themselves, welcome to come, it's at the commissioner's office. You know, you're not gonna know anything until the whole thing's done. Has anybody gotten letters? No, nobody's gotten letters.
The letter's being sent out though. I think Nicky told me he's got a letter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got letters.
Okay, that's it for public comment? Okay. Executive session, anybody?
Make a motion, we pay the bills and adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Done. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I know